Hello guys, welcome back. We are here with another interesting video. In this video we are going to talk about 10 incredible pyramids in Mexico to visit. But before we start, be sure to subscribe and press the bell icon if you are new to this channel. Mexico's pre-Columbian civilizations can be hard to keep straight, but they shared a few common traits. Most of their archaeological sites include bulk-quartz, they considered corn an essential crop, and they all built pyramids. Their handiwork can now be found throughout Mexico, offering a window into the country's ancient past. Read on for what you need to know about Mexico's famous pyramids, including 10 of the most spectacular, culturally important ones in the country. How many pyramids are there in Mexico? The short answer is, nobody knows. Sadly, the pyramids in the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan are long gone, but dozens of others across Mexico still stand. Who built the pyramids in Mexico? Pre-Columbian cultures like the Olmecs, Mixtecs, Toltecs, Zapotecs, Aztecs, or Mexica, and Maya created these impressive structures. For the most part, each civilization had a specific building style, although they all used materials like clay, stone, and mortar. How old are the pyramids in Mexico? The most significant pyramids were constructed over roughly 2 millennia, from around 900 BCE to about 1000 CE. Where to find pyramids in Mexico? Several top pyramids are located along Mexico's eastern coast. Others are clustered inland, around Mexico City and farther south in Oaxaca. Find 10 of our favorites this Google map, pictured above, then keep reading for more info. 1. La Iglesia El Castillo, Coba, Quintana Roo. The ancient Maya city of Coba, which peaked between 800 and 1100 CE and was once believed to have had 50,000 inhabitants, is home to 2 impressive pyramids, the Iglesia and the Castillo, which is the second largest pyramid on the Yucatan Peninsula. Half ruined and covered in plants, both structures look as if they've recently been unearthed. Indeed, much of the site has yet to be excavated, creating a mysterious, almost magical atmosphere. How to visit? Coba is just over 2 hours by car from Cancun and 45 minutes from Tulum. If you go without a tour, you can hire a guide at the entrance to the ruins. 2. Castillo de Kukulkan, Chichen Itza, Yucatan. The Castillo de Kukulkan, with its 9 stepped platforms, is the centerpiece of Chichen Itza, a Maya city that flourished from around 700 to 900 CE. The pyramid functioned as an enormous calendar and was designed so that, on the equinoxes, the play of sunlight and shadow would create the illusion of a snake descending to earth. While visitors are no longer allowed to climb the steps or access the temple of Kukulkan at the top of the pyramid, they can tour other bulk-quartz, temples, and palaces throughout Chichen Itza. How to visit? The roads to Chichen Itza are safe and well maintained, but it's easiest to visit with a tour. Halfway between Cancun and Mérida, roughly 2 to 3 hours from either, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is often crowded with tourists and vendors. The plus is that you can experience Chichen Itza as it was during its peak, a bustling city. 3. Pyramid of the Magician, Uxmal, Yucatan. The Maya were never centralized in one capital, as were the Aztecs and the Toltecs. Instead, the civilization resembled ancient Greece, with competing, independent city-states that shared a language and religious beliefs even as they developed different styles of architecture and their own distinct characters. The contrast between Chichen Itza and Uxmal is impossible to miss. The structures at Uxmal, including the Pyramid of the Magician, were built in the Puic style, which is known for its highly stylized motifs and a decorative richness not typical of other Maya cities. How to visit? A 70-minute drive on 2 well-maintained highways will take you from modern Mérida to ancient Uxmal. 4. Pyramid of the Inscriptions, Palenque, Chiapas. The buildings at Palenque, in the state of Chiapas, are impressive less for their size than for the elegance of their design. The 89-foot-high Pyramid of the Inscriptions is topped by a temple with piers covered in Maya hieroglyphs, hence the inscriptions in its name. It's estimated that only 10% of Palenque has been excavated so far, though archaeologists continue to work on the site. Most recently, they uncovered a stucco head representing the corn deity Yumcax. How to visit? With the opening of the Palenque airport in 2014, it's become easy to visit this once remote site. Interjet offers twice weekly flights, on Wednesdays and Saturdays, from Mexico City. 5. Great Pyramid of La Venta, Tabasco. Located in the state of Tabasco, La Venta is home to Mexico's oldest known pyramid, built around 900 BCE at 100 feet. The structure isn't particularly tall. Since it was built of clay instead of stone, its original rectangular shape has been softened by the ages, making it appear more like a rounded hill. Still, it's fascinating to behold, as is the sophisticated urban planning of La Venta, which served as a forerunner to Teotihuacan, Tula, and other ancient capitals. How to visit? You have to work to visit La Venta. The site is located in a wet, humid corner of Mexico about 90 minutes by car from Villahermosa. There are daily, direct flights from Mexico City, which is already off the beaten path. Because it's located in the jungle, be sure to bring insect repellent when you visit La Venta. 6. Manil Pyramids, Oaxaca. Situated along the Pacific, the state of Oaxaca was, and still is, the center of the Zapotec people. This indigenous group has been in the area for at least 2,500 years and is credited with developing one of the earliest writing systems in Mesoamerica. Manil served as the capital for more than a millennium, from around 500 BCE to 800 CE, and traded frequently with Teotihuacan, another Mesoamerican city with a similarly large ceremonial center. Today, visitors can explore the site's truncated pyramids, which look like raised platforms topped by temples, as well as several famous tombs and stone carvings. How to visit? 5 miles from the city center of Oaxaca, Manil is easy to reach by bus or taxi. If you choose to go with a taxi, it's recommended to also arrange a return trip with your driver. 7. Pyramid of the Niches, El Tajín, Veracruz. In the state of Veracruz, El Tajín is one of the most important sites from the so-called Epiclassic, or Late Classic, period, dating from around 900 CE. The city's residents were avid ball players. More than 60 ball courts have been excavated here. You'll also see one of Mexico's most unusual buildings, the Pyramid of the Niches. The relatively short pyramid, 59 feet high, consists of 6 platforms, each lined with carved niches that were most likely used to track the days of the year. How to visit? El Tajín is remote, but if your travels take you to the coastal city of Veracruz on the east coast of Mexico, it's a 4-hour drive to the site. There are tour operators who offer day trips from Veracruz, generally an all-day, 12-hour trip to account for the long drive. If you prefer to avoid a day full of driving, the ruins are about a 30-minute drive from the small town of Puebla. Accommodations are limited. 8. Great Pyramid of Cholula, Puebla. The largest pyramid in the world, in terms of volume, is not in Egypt, but outside the city of Puebla. Upon first glance, however, the Great Pyramid of Cholula looks like something else entirely, since it's covered in vegetation and topped with a 16th century church constructed by the Spanish. Visitors can access some of the restored sections of the pyramid, then explore the nearly 5 miles of tunnels excavated by archaeologists throughout the surrounding ancient city. How to visit? Cholula is 4 miles outside of Puebla, which is famous for its colonial buildings, cuisine, and the recently opened International Museum of the Baroque. The historical site is easily reached by taxi or rideshare. 9. Pyramid of the Sun and Pyramid of the Moon, Teotihuacan, State of Mexico. Teotihuacan, which flourished from roughly 100 BCE to 550 CE, was one of the most influential cities in Mesoamerica, with a population of nearly 200,000 at its peak. Dominated by the enormous Pyramid of the Sun, the Pyramid of the Moon, and a citadel, which sit along the 2.5-mile-long Avenue of the Dead, the site awed even the Aztecs, who wondered what vanished civilization could have created such a monumental city. How to visit? Located an hour north of Mexico City, Teotihuacan is a popular day trip and best visited as part of a tour. Many tours stop en route at the Basilica of Guadalupe for a glimpse into another aspect of Mexican culture. Visit midweek for smaller crowds. 10. Pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, Tula, Hidalgo. The Toltecs stepped into the vacuum created by the fall of Teotihuacan, establishing their capital at Tula, or Tolan, which reached its peak between 950 and 1150 CE. The most impressive structure here is the Pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, fronted by a colonnade and topped by imposing, 13-foot-tall statues of Toltec warriors, but you'll also want to explore the vast ceremonial plaza, the palace, and the ball courts. How to visit? Tula is another easy day trip from either Mexico City, roughly 90 minutes by car, or the colonial city of Querétaro, just under 2 hours. Leave a comment below about the topic you're interested in.